Team Major Taylor doing a great job. You know, their guys are really psyched up.
And they should be. So much goes into it for them. They've just had a lot of people help out, a lot of great people help out. You know, Courtney Bishop really does a good job of keeping their program together. They had Josh Weir, who was a competitive track racer, and Steve Ballinger. But again, it's that knowledge, and it's the fact that it takes a number of years to build a great team.
Looks like we got a yellow flag. There was a crash going into turn 1.
The bikes and the riders have been cleared onto the infield. Let's take a look and see if we can sort out what happened there.
Don't look like a little rubber wheel. What happens when the front wheel of your bike touches a rider in front of you?
Yeah, well, you know, I think what happens is you get a little wheel bobble and a little overreaction in the cinders, and your front wheel just slides, and the next thing you know, you're flying over the handlebars. Fortunately, we saw that one guy do a complete somersault onto his back, which is probably better than his head.
That's Phi Sigma Kappa. This is their 13th Little 500. 3 rookies on the team. We are still under a caution. 141 laps complete. They have just gone green again. Dodds House, Black Key Bulls, Cutters, 1, 2, 3.
So, Jason, is it possible that maybe Cutters or Dodds House or the Black Key Bulls have really tailored their training for an endurance type event where they go out and do these long miles thinking that they want to be as, you know, fresh and as strong as possible for the late part of the race and really make their attack there? And then we're seeing that strategy play out today by not a lot of aggressive racing in the beginning.
Yeah, sure. You see people really tailor their training to this event, and this event is sets. It's 10, 15 lap sets. So what they do is they do a lot of interval training. They do pyramids of intervals where you can, you know, really kind of push your heart rate up to that higher level and be able to do the longer sets.
We're lap 143.
And I have to admit, Ali Camara's first set 61. Hans did an incredible first set last year. He lapped the pack. I guess that would be the difference. Sure. That's really one of the better efforts I've seen as a set.
That's right. And he really did his best to kind of stay in there, stay out of the crashes, stay at the front, not use a lot of energy. It's kind of a gamble because, you know, you can't get caught up in some of those crashes, but so far it seems to work for them.
Black Key Bulls making a move on the inside. It's Mike Shearer on the bike right now for Dodds House, and for the Cutters, Paul Sigmason. But the 3 strongest riders, actually the top 2 for the Cutters in white, Alex Bishop and Sasha Land.
And you're not going to see Alex on the bike much for Cutters from here on in. He's in the pit resting. They're going to let the other 3 riders do a lot of work and just kind of keep this going. The sprinters are resting right now. Except for Dodds House. That's Chris Chartier on the bike for them, and I do believe he's their best sprinter.
In 5th, gate number 5, the Cutters. In 6th,
so while these guys are not on the bike, they're in the pits, they're actually riding their stationary bikes. And the reason they want to do that is that they've been out there, they've done a tough set. You don't want to just climb off the bike and sit down because your legs will just fill up with lactic acid. And when you have to get back into the race, your legs are going to feel like giant blocks of cement.
How long does it take you to do a lactic flush?
You know, it's just a couple of minutes, but really you want to kind of keep the blood flowing. You know, here we see the Cutters doing a great exchange, and I'm sure their rider is just going to get back on the bike, spin out a little bit, relax, drink some water, get prepared for his next set.
That's Sasha Land, who will jump on the bike for the Cutters, a senior from Bloomington, Indiana. And he said when he first got the opportunity to ride with the Cutters, he was hooked. He felt that there was a common goal on the team to just go out and push yourself.
It's addictive, and when you see this race for the first time, I sat in the stands in 1997. You decide you're going to ride next year. You decide this is something that you want to be a part
of. Not a very good exchange by Major Taylor there. He's going to pay for that one.
Oh yeah, that's Ali again on the bike. He had trouble getting on. It'd be interesting to see that again. He's ridden so many laps.
You know, it's like he jumped on and tried to put his foot on. We're going to look at it again here. And it looked like, you know,
Slipped off the pedal. That's kind of an old school exchange. There's a couple ways to do it. Either you put your foot on the pedal first or you just hop over the saddle. He put his foot on, couldn't get it, ran with it, and now he's got to chase. The longer you let that happen, the more ground you got to make up to get to the front.
Yeah, that's right. And we're seeing him try to chase on right now, and I got to say, Ollie's used up a lot of energy in that situation where he's chasing back onto the field. Meanwhile, I bet we got Cutters and we got the Black Key Bulls. They know what's going on. They know that Major Taylor is trying to chase back on. So these guys got to get together and collaborate and take turns pulling on the front as hard as they can right now, because this is their opportunity. They could get rid of Major Taylor right there on that one move.
And that's what they want to do. This is where it really starts to get fun. 148 laps in, now the racing's really starting to happen because people are tired and they're having to just expend a little bit more energy. Black Key Bulls and Cutters are going to try to string it out and hurt TNT.
It's 3 teams in the front peloton. Cutters, Black Key Bulls, and I don't know if you just saw that, but the Black Key Bulls rider almost slid out as he went out front.
It's true, and he's really laying down the hammer right now. We got Cutters, Dodds House. Looks like Major Taylor is going to do another exchange here because they got Ollie, who's just out in the wind in no man's land right now, and he's losing ground. Dodds House and Cutters is really, really putting it down, trying to get away and make sure they can get rid of Major Taylor. This is their opportunity to get rid of one of their biggest competitors.
There's a change for the Black Key Bulls.
And Dylan, what does it feel like when the team's just kind of sitting on your wheel the whole time? It doesn't feel good, and you got to think that they have some emotion packed into this, wanting to get rid of TNT.
Well, that's right, because you know what? Black Key Bulls, Dodds House, not Major Taylor, but Cutters have been on the front making this race all day long. Major Taylor's been sitting on, so they're going to get together and say, you know what? We're the ones doing all this work. We should be the ones going for the race win. Let's work together and get rid of Major Taylor.
Courtney Bishop, the Team Major Taylor coach, screaming at Ali Kamara as he was coming just before turn 1 in front of the pits.
I think he wants him out of there. Ollie's not probably happy with the set right now, but he's going to have to bring it in. Oh, he's got a little traffic to deal with. Uh-oh. You see him almost come to a stop. The camera doesn't have it.
Exchange for Team Major Taylor.
TMT lost a lot of ground there towards the end of that set on the exchange.
Guys, what's the etiquette there? What should have happened?
Well, you want to go on the outside, so you never go up underneath a rider because that's basically, it's like a right-of-way as far as traffic is concerned. So when you're overlapped underneath and somebody is coming up over the top of you, hey, you know what? That's your own fault for trying to go underneath.
We'll score lap 152 here at the crossing start finish. Dodds House.
So we'll take a look at this TMT exchange. What happened was Ollie, well, we're not going to see him coming in, but you'll see it's slow. He got caught up by a rider that was down, and now they just have an enormous gap to make up.
Ollie's not happy with that, He's back on his bike trying to relax, spin out the legs a little bit. It looks like we had another crash.
Looks like the leaders are okay, but just a big crash down the backstretch.
They have not put up the caution. They are still riding green. Now it goes up.
And look, Major Taylor almost made contact with the field there.
Chappie Blackwell, whose son is riding for the Black Key Bulls, Team 6 in light blue, indicating the yellow flag. So we've hit lap 153, 47 laps left in the 57th running of the men's Little 500.
These riders, again, they're looking around, they're trying to pay attention, but these little bobble accidents happen. That you could see it right back there. Somebody lost control of their bike, and it just causes this huge chain reaction accident. And that's why it's so important for these lead teams to stay out of traffic. They don't want to be behind that.
Is it nerve-wracking from their perspective once they catch up to some of the lapped riders just to try and get out of their way?
It is, and communication's so important, telling them you're coming through on the inside.
Black Key Bulls in the lead, team number 6, 1 hour, 35 minutes and 2 seconds.
The rule of thumb's just not to overlap wheels, and I think you saw that on the backstretch.
Team number 5.
We're under caution here with 154 laps completed at Bill Armstrong Stadium. Come back for the conclusion of the men's Little 500. Welcome back to Bill Armstrong Stadium on the campus of Indiana University, Bloomington, Indiana, the 57th running of the men's Little 500. At this point, It almost feels like a 3-team race with 45 laps left. Black Key Bulls in light blue, Cutters, maybe 4 teams with an opportunity if you include it. Team Major Taylor, it's Chappie Blackwell, the 5th, who's a senior here, who's on the bike right now for the Black Key Bulls. And Ryan Knapp, one of his teammates, said the other day that he is a great athlete, and if it comes down to the fastest half lap, there is nobody better on the track than he is. He is the 3rd generation that has ridden in this race. His father is working the flags today right at the start-finish line. And his grandfather was a former race starter and former rider here back in 1951.